At Arcadis, our passion is to improve quality of life for 27,000 Arcadians globally through our commitment to health and safety. Every year, we set aside one day each November to focus on a particular health and safety subject important in our daily working lives, be it at work or at home. This is the 8th year of the Arcadis Global Health and Safety Day, and our theme this year is how health and safety gets me home, considering how track, exercising stop work authority, and practicing if not me, then who, will improve quality of life by making sure that you and every member of your team goes home safely every day. Last year, we focused on work performed outside the office environment and why it is important to prepare a health and safety plan. Let's take a moment to discuss what we do when the sequence of the work environment changes from what we originally anticipated in our original health and safety plan, changing the hazards and risk associated with the work. Let's talk about how we use TRACK, our dynamic risk assessment tool, and how it can be used to address last-minute changes. Step 1. Think about what has changed and how each step has to be completed. Step 2. Recognize what the new hazards are or what has changed. Step 3. What are the new risks and do we understand them? Step 4. What do we have to do to control those new risks and how do we implement them? Step 5. Above all else, keep health and safety first and do not proceed until it is safe to do so. Remember, we all have the responsibility and right to exercise our stop work authority if our health and safety or that of our colleagues is at risk. Let's take a look at an example where a work colleague acted immediately to prevent harm using our tools. At the time, she was going to the car park in the basement of the building, which is accessed by an escalator. She noticed that the direction of the escalator travel had been changed. As this change was uncommon, she recognized that changing the direction of travel without warning was dangerous and could lead to a serious fall and other injuries. Recognizing this hazard, our colleague asked security for signage to be put in place to warn of the changed conditions, who, unlike our colleague, did not recognize the hazards associated with the unusual change of direction. Thinking, if not me, then who, she looked around for the appropriate signage and placed it by the escalator. Embarrassed by watching her doing this on her own, the security person eventually assisted. Our colleague contacted building management after the incident to ensure when this situation occurred, signage is put in place immediately. This example highlights an important lesson where our first action may not achieve the desired outcome. However, knowing that a colleague, contractor, or clients and their staff could be injured, and applying, if not me, then who, compelled our colleague to keep going and not give up until the situation was made safe. Let's take a look at another example of how TRACK, our simple dynamic risk assessment process, can be applied to design work. As we know, design is an essential part of what we do, but how do we ensure safe design outcomes? Let's go back to the TRACK explanation and identify how it applies to design. Step 1. Think through the task. What is the scope of the design? How will the design impact people who build, fit out, use, maintain, clean, refurbish, or demolish the asset? Step 2. Recognize any hazards inherent to the design. Step 3. Assess what the risks are to others throughout the life cycle of the asset. Step 4. Communicate those known design risks and controls to stakeholders through the design drawings, reviews, or risk assessments for others to manage those risks in the future. Step 5. Keep safety first by applying intelligent design solutions to eliminate risk. Let's now take a look at some more examples of how we can use TRACK and stop work authority individually or together. Stop work authority can apply to restricting access to a scaffold that is not complete or the work area under which lifting operations are occurring. A crane load is not slung properly and appears unstable, or even when the weather affects your travel to and from the office or project site. It is important to remember exercising our stop work authority can be applied to individual work tasks, but it can also be applied to a project site where, for example, a gas leak occurs. TRACK, Stop Work Authority, and If Not Me, Then Who are powerful tools that can be applied individually or together to make sure that you and every member of your team goes home safely every day. If you don't use them, who will? It is better to do something than nothing. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation for our 8th annual Arcadis Global Health and Safety Day. To find out further information regarding any of the Arcadis fundamental health and safety principles, please speak to your regional health and safety director or visit the health and safety pages on the source or your regional intranet pages for more information. Please spend some time now with your colleagues to talk about how you have or could apply TRAC, Stop Work Authority, and If Not Me, Then Who in your day-to-day work activities.